What's up? It's Sierra.
Hey, it's Ebony.
And welcome to the Real Play Podcast.
So, welcome everybody to the Real Play Podcast. This is Sierra.
I'm Ebony, and you are listening to, and if you're watching the video that we have, the Real Play Podcast.
We are practicing social distancing right now. So we have some special guests in Baltimore. We have one coming from Virginia. We have some Maryland representation. So, the corona is real. And we thought the best way to record this second episode is to do what we're supposed to do and practice the social distancing. So thanks, guys, for all joining this interesting
experience
episode that we're going to have about relationships.
No doubt.
Thanks for having us.
Are you ready for all the 10,000 questions that we're going to ask and be in your business?
Yep.
Oh, we ready. Let's get it.
How about I say let's
You know
go?
I'm here.
You ready? You saying you ready? Okay. So first we're going to have everybody introduce themselves really, really quick so the listeners can kind of get a little background. We'll start with Gordon.
All right, cool. What do you want to know? Just like a brief little introduction?
Yes. Just tell us a couple things about yourself.
All right, cool. I'm Gordon. I'm originally from Maryland. So I'm from the DMV area. I live in Springfield, Virginia now. Quick fact. So I went to school at Lincoln University in Missouri. I played football out there. I played wide receiver as a Division II school.
Mm-hmm.
After graduation, I played arena football for a year. You know how that was. It wasn't too exciting. And then I decided to get into the workforce. I've been working with DOD since 2013. And I'm now at the Federal Aviation Administration now. That's where I work at currently. Outside of work, I'm actually a college football official. I officiate Division II right now. The goal is to get to Division I and hopefully the NFL. So I'm gonna keep trying to push there. That's pretty much it. Pretty laid back, low key. Say it again.
The most important thing is we talking about relationships, so we need to hear your relationship status.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been single for a while. I haven't really had a girlfriend, so we never ever had a serious relationship ever. So we'll definitely get into detail for there. I mean, outside of high school, no. Especially not in college. Right after college, no, not at all. So.
And
I'm just looking forward to.
And you're in your 30s.
I just turned 30.
Just turned 30. Okay.
I hear all this judgment. It's so much judgment.
It's not judgment. I just want to make no judgment. I just want clarification on, the age and the relationship. That's
I just turned 30. So that's that. So I'm just here to see what kind of things that these guys can bring and probably give me some knowledge. I'll ask a few questions and then just go from there.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you. Who wants to be next?
Wesley.
So I'll go next. So, hey everybody, my name is Wesley Hogue. I guess a couple things about me is I live in Laurel, PG County. For my full-time job, I'm a senior financial consultant. I'm also a realtor on the side as well. And I'm a member of the great First Baptist Church of Glenard. Pastor John K. Jenkins is my pastor. And I am single.
And you're single. Okay. Who's next? All right, John.
All right, what's good? Well, since it's a group chat, age, sex, location.
Yes.
ASL.
Maryland. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm on Unsolicited Views podcast. That's how I got here. Shout out to Sierra and Ebony, the Real Play Pod. I don't got nothing. I'm married. I've been married 2018, August 2018. I got married. I've been with my wife since I was 17. We met in high school. Broke up a little bit in high school, then got back together. So yeah, that's boy. Unless you want to know what I do for a living, I take care of the geriatric population. So in this, I have to go to work regardless of whatever happens. So this is kind of scarier time for me because we're dealing with it firsthand. But other than that, I'm just John. Like, I don't know. I'm not that formal, so.
Okay. Mel?
Yeah, my bad. So I'm Melvin. I'm born and raised in Baltimore. What else? I'm engaged. I'm scheduled to get married in June, but who knows how that's gonna go. We're still figuring that part out. I think so. I've been engaged since 2018. I met her in the end of 2015. So that's my timeline. That's really about it. Oh yeah, I'm part of the Uncensored Views podcast too.
Yes, you guys are part of that podcast, and that's actually where we recorded our first 2 recordings. It was a lot of fun, and that's how we were like, oh look, we need to have them come on here and be a guest, because that conversation it was just going. We're like, we should have hit record then.
Yeah,
we messed up on that, but we're gonna have a good conversation today.
For sure.
All right, who's next?
Jamal.
It was me now? All right. I'm Jamal. I'm the ghost host from the Unsolicited Reviews podcast. 32 from Baltimore. Single. I like long walks down the snack aisle in the grocery store.
I knew somebody was gonna say that.
He said to the grocery store.
Yeah, long walks down the snack aisle in the grocery store. I love weekend dates to the sampling section of like Costco or Sam's Club. I don't share the last corner of juice.
You don't share the last corner. Okay.
No, I don't share the last corner. I'm a database developer right now, currently, full-time, part-time. I am a food taste tester, a part-time mixtape aficionado.
Right,
that's it.
All right, yo, cut him off. Next. I'm sorry. Yo.
Listen, look, y'all let my man get up his whole NFL resume and show. Like, yeah, you know, I gotta come up with something.
I bowed out.
I had nothing for that. I wasn't even gonna try to compete.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to go after this nigga. I was like, oh man, this nigga. But yeah, I'm Mo. What's up with y'all?
All right, that's everybody, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Yeah, we don't know y'all. I don't know y'all.
Okay. Who we is. All right. Well, I'm Sierra. I am one of the hosts of the podcast, The Real Play. Mm-hmm. I'm single. I am from Arizona. I live in Maryland, and I've been here for 10 years, 11 years.
What part of Arizona are you from?
I'm from Glendale.
Oh, Glendale.
A suburb of Phoenix, for those of y'all who don't know.
No clue where it is.
So you know where the Cardinals Stadium
That's where the Cardinals
is?
play at, right?
Yeah. So I can walk to the stadium from my parents' house.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's me.
Anytime I hear Arizona, I was thinking about that Martin episode.
I don't want to go to Arizona. I know.
Arizona. He ended up getting arrested in Arizona at the Super Bowl. I see why.
I mean, yeah, that's the homestead. Yeah. So, Ebony, do you want? And I will be 35 this year. So I'm a 35-year-old single woman living in the city.
All right. So my name is Ebony. I'm the other co-host of The Real Play and podcast, and I am 32. I'm single. What else? I don't know. Yeah. I live in Maryland. I've been here for about a year, and I'm from South Carolina, but I moved from Atlanta. So just navigating the city, living, having fun.
All right.
When people say they're single,
ladies are single.
Say what now? Somebody said what?
I said, fellas, the ladies are single. Sierra and Ebony is single. Shoot your shot.
Yep. Oh, we're going to have a question about that shooting the shot thing.
Slide in them DMs, because I know they love that, right?
No. But actually, we can go right into this, because that whole shooting the shot, sliding the DMs, it doesn't really happen as much as
People think it does. Yeah.
It does. So, and maybe that's just our experiences, but I feel like guys are afraid.
So does it not happen, or does it not happen from the people that you want it from?
It doesn't happen.
So
Yeah, see, she laughing. See, she laughing because
we have
that's
two different experiences. You can tell.
So, well, here's the thing. So guys do not slide in the DMs. And also, if they do, it's probably not somebody you want. That's number one. And number two, if you meet a guy in person, it's often the guy that's bold that likes to come and talk to you isn't the person you're looking for. Or for some reason, they're scared to come and talk to you. I'll give you an example. I was out and this guy, I was with some friends. And so he kind of was like this staring at me. And I was like, what is he doing? And so I kind of ignored him. I saw him like circling around. And then he kind of like walked this way, walked that way. Then he walked in front of me and he was kind of like this again. And then he was like, I'm like, I am not walking by.
Okay, he's a different dude, different type dude.
No, so weird. It was so weird.
He was playing double dutch. He didn't know how to, he was trying to find his opening.
Jump in.
Yeah, see,
no, he was literally doing that though.
Yeah, so, your friends with the jump rope, he was just trying to find him in.
They weren't even paying him any attention.
All right, so I'll say this on his behalf, right? It's like back when I was single, like it's a little tough. It's a little intimidating sometimes when if you got like 4 or 5 women in one group and you want to talk to one, because you always got that one girlfriend that's going to be rude. Girl, no. See, like that's happened to me before, and after that, I guess I'm speaking for myself, but I'm trying to play devil's advocate for that guy right there.
Just because the friends are around.
Yeah.
So
friends are intimidated. Like it's intimidation, yeah.
Say it again.
I said, like, all right, having all the friends around, it's low key intimidating. Cause like you don't know what type of person you're gonna get. Like when someone's around their friends, they're a different way around their friends than when they're by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've been out before, and
thank you, Ebony.
Sierra, we were out, and a guy came up to me, and it was fun.
What you said?
Well, was this too? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to know what you said to him.
But wait, which place were we at?
So
was that a lot?
Okay.
Were we like?
No, absolutely not. Scratch that. No, this was in December.
Oh, when we were at that party?
Mm-hmm.
Or not the party, but okay. Oh.
Eric, tell me, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so we were out, and I guess this guy came up. He was talking to me. He was nice, but he was almost doing a little too much. He asked one too many questions. So if we're out, we can't have a full extended conversation when there's loud music. So I did end up giving him my number, and I'll leave it at that.
No.
So, but why would you think it was too many questions? Isn't that the point of trying to know somebody?
No, if you're out, there's loud music playing.
Oh, you mean if we're out? But here's the thing. So when you're out, you don't expect anyone to try to talk to y'all?
No, I do, but you don't have to ask me 10 million questions. Like, ask me enough questions, ask for my number, and then bye. Like,
But I'm saying though, like guys, like he probably just didn't want any awkward silence. Like he probably didn't know what else to say.
He couldn't even hear. Like we could barely have a conversation. The music was so loud.
All right, so in that situation, right? I know, like sometimes we got a condensed time frame that we trying to get a lot in because we know we got to keep your interest for like really quickly, right?
Exactly.
So
that window's real small.
If we just go straight for the number, you're going to be like, what? I don't even know you.
That's true. That's true.
So then it's like, you see what I'm saying? It's so many rules with y'all. It's like, well, if you ask too many questions, you ask enough questions, you ask my number too quick, I don't know what y'all want. It's like, make up your mind.
Well, okay, I gave him my number. I wasn't interested in him, but I gave him my number anyway because I felt like, because he made an effort to come and talk to me, and I was around my friends.
It's like a pat on the shoulder. Like, hey, attaboy.
Like if you out, like if you on the street and you see like a homeless person walk up, and you have like you don't have the money to give, are you still gonna give him $1?
What?
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 I said,
What?
no. If a homeless person walks up to your car and you don't have $1 to give them, are you still giving them money?
No.
Not if I don't have it.
I don't have it to give.
Yeah. So why are you giving out your numbers? You didn't
Oh,
want to give it
you're
out?
giving an empty number. That's what we call empty number.
Yeah.
That is.
That's an empty
That's a
number.
good
Like,
word for it.
why are you giving out your number then? That's giving them false hope.
Yeah.
Does
Is it
it?
really?
Is it really?
Hold on. Did you ghost him? Did you ghost him? Did you just not answer his text?
Let me put my phone down.
Because that's what happened. See, look, all of us have been
Wait,
through
oh
this
no,
before.
wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. I did go out on a date with him twice.
And he knows your IG. He might.
No, I don't think so.
She had to think about it. She was like,
I
wait,
had to
that's
think
I was about
about
to say, wait, is he on this call?
She's about to go and block him.
No, so let me tell you. So I went out on a date with him. Some things I didn't like. I went out on a second date. I won't even go into the dating story because it's just, I won't go into it. Then I ghosted him. Then, like 2 months later, he hit me back up and was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, my number changed."
You lie.
wait, what?
Wait, you replied
No,
to him
not
and
my
said my number
sorry.
changed?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was about to say, damn, she
Huh,
ruthless.
you told him that your number changed?
My bad. I told him I got a new phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was that clever doing that. I probably should have did that
I
though.
was about to
But he
say,
keeps
what?
so this person is still texting me and I'm like, I haven't responded. So what do you do?
So wait, actually, that does go to one of the questions that someone did send us. They said, how do you deal with the person who you're not interested in and they don't just get it, even after you told them you're not interested? So what do guys need to hear a woman say to really let it go?
Hey, wait a minute. Why is it only guys that do that? Why is it like the assumption only guys do that?
This question came from a female, so that's why I'm.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, that's all I need. I'd rather know instead of
Yeah.
Like, just tell me. So then that way, all right, let's keep moving.
Let me know what it is. Let me know what it is. Let me know what it ain't.
Yep.
And that's all it takes. It's just, I'm not really interested.
It's all about transparency, honesty. Like, be honest with the guy and make sure that your actions follow what your words say. Like, you can't tell a guy that you're not interested in him, then you're still, like, giving him a hope, or flirting with him, or, calling him cute little nicknames. Like, make sure that your actions follow your words.
Okay, so I have like 2-3 points to that. So I feel like if I don't know you, if I've known you for like a week, how much do I really owe you, right?
I feel you.
And then two, you don't want to hurt a guy's ego, like, and so I try to be straightforward, but like I don't want to be rude as well.
You just gotta say it nicely.
I was about to say, I guess we all different dudes. It sounds like we all answering this the same way, but I think I think you were just dealing with a different dude, like one of them super pesky dudes that are just like, because if you tell me you're not interested, right? And then even if I come back one more time and then you ghost me or you say it again or something else, or you know what I'm saying, you take it forever or you give me one word answers, I'm done. So I just think it's guy specific. Use different words.
That's another thing. That's another thing a lot of people don't understand. There's a fine line between being a pest and being persistent, and she actually is like enjoying the persistence. Like some women do play hard to get and they enjoy the persistence, but some women really just like, oh yeah, I'm really not messing with you right now. I'm not playing with you. I don't like you, and they just don't. They don't translate that. They don't receive that message.
Yeah, and I think also like women, y'all worry about hurting a man's ego or a man's pride, because at the end of the day, you can only control what you say to the guy. You can't control how he reacts to it.
Yeah.
So honestly, tell him like how you feel and tell him that you're not interested. That's up to him if he's still if he's continuing to be persistent, but that's at his own risk, Yep.
Yeah.
But like I think Gerald said it. Like some dudes will keep being a little persistent just because like they really might be playing hard to get. So like that's why some dudes like they've had success if they keep going after they told them, like, all right, if I keep doing this, if I show up with some flowers or something like that. Not saying that I've never done that for real, but that's what I'm guessing. That's what they thinking. Maybe that's what he was thinking.
Women really out here still playing hard to get like that though?
Mm,
I feel like women now, like if they say no, they really are not interested. They're not.
All women ain't created equal.
I'm not sure.
That's
Okay.
You said something about like he likes and dislikes some things you didn't like. So what is y'all list like? What is y'all list? Y'all like resume have to be before y'all even engaged in?
That's a great question.
So your deal breaker.
Yeah. Before you even deal
Hey,
breaker.
I feel like the height requirement is about to be tossed out there somewhere.
So this goes into
No.
one of the questions that we were asked. Someone asked the question like, how many deal breakers are too many?
So when it comes to deal breakers, like I have one real deal breaker. One thing that I really consider a deal breaker. Everything else is negotiable. But
What's the one deal breaker?
I cannot date somebody who drinks a lot.
What's a lot?
Wait, I'm about to say what's a lot?
What's a lot? As we all partaking in social distancing happy hour.
So I would say if I look at your face and I can tell that you are feeling that liquor and it happens multiple times a week, then that's a problem.
Okay.
Like even if not even that, like say we go to an event and you're like smashed, I cannot deal with somebody who I know that you're drunk. And you can get
I get it. Okay.
You can be tipsy, but I can't do a drunk.
No grown man should be tipsy.
You not prefer that because you had a bad experience with that before in the past, or is that just your first preference?
It's from a past relationship.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
I just can't. I'm not doing it again. So that's my only deal breaker. Everything else, kids, height, age, looks. I know this is going to be something we're going to talk about later about looks. All of that, I can work with.
How many kids? 3, 4? What's the cutoff on that?
2, actually 2. I think when you start getting 3, 4, and 5, like I do want to have kids myself. So I don't want to have the Brady Bunch right when we get together and get married. I don't want to start out already like an instant mom. So
I mean, my man had triplets.
Yeah, good point. See that guy's still on to something.
There's not a whole lot of triplets out here in the world like that, but I will say it's not a non-negotiable. So I could work with it. Like if he has 3 or 4, but they're like a little bit older or something like that, I'll work with it if it's something that we're supposed to be doing together. We're supposed to be marrying each other and being together. I can work with it.
Cool.
You know what? I admire you because I feel like I have like one too many deal breakers. Kids is a deal breaker for me right now. Catch me in like 5 years, maybe.
Oh, kids.
So no kids. Height right now is a deal breaker.
Oh man.
Sorry, fellas.
Give it to us.
What's the height?
What's the height? I'm about to say what's the height. Yeah, we waiting on this.
Hold on. Before you get into height, before you get into it, how tall are you?
Look, Wesley leaned in.
I'm 5'5".
Huh?
Okay. Let's jump into it.
And he has to be
at least taller than you.
But he can't be 5'5", though. 5'6". He can't be 5'6". But all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
5'6". He can't be 5'7". He can't be 5'8". He can't be 5'9".
All right, so 6
So the leading number can't be 5. So the leading number can't be 5.
5 nothing. No, don't talk to me.
I'm about to say, so really, if you're not a 6 up, you can't talk.
Damn.
5'10" is kind of tall though.
Qualified inventory right there.
That's for all the ones still single.
I'm about to say average height like 5'10".
5'10".
Yeah.
5'10". I need to see 5'10" in person. I don't really.
Taller than me. That's
Yeah.
not even standard.
Is that with or without Nike boots and Timbs?
Without.
I mean, but what if my man like? What if he wears like cowboy boots or like Nike boots or Timberlands all the time?
I don't want no guy that wear cowboy boots.
I know that's what they did down in South Carolina.
Yeah, Melvin beat me to it.
All right, my bad.
So those are two major deal breakers. I do want to ask a question for you guys. So Sierra, I have a lot of friends like this. They don't care about looks, and I'm not saying that I am superficial because I'm not. But I would like a guy to look nice or appealing to me, and that is relative because it could change. But would you guys date someone that you're not attracted to?
No.
So
No.
wait.
It's the first thing you're gonna see. Like, no.
I know, yeah.
And that's not being shallow
first
at
thing-
all. It's just you're not attracted.
The first attraction you have is the physical attraction.
Yeah.
So it's like you're looking at the face, you're looking at the body. It's like, yo, if none of that jumps out at you, like at that point you're wasting your time. Like it's not even a second thought. You're at the door.
Wait, so the body is included with the face.
Yeah,
So that's
clearly.
like it is.
Yeah.
It's a package.
Yeah,
The package.
it's a
good.
whole
It's good.
package. Yeah.
What are we looking like? What? How am I looking at your body and not your face? What
I
am I
don't know.
looking
I'm
at
just
when I'm
making a
talking
point. I'm just making a point.
No. Yes, part of it, yes.
Like we're full creatures, right? So like before we get to know how nice you are, before I know that you're saved, before I find out any details about you, I need to know first and foremost, if we are married, can I wake up next to you and not
Every
be
day.
on my stomach?
Exactly.
So let me ask you. So all guys on this call are saying the same thing. I personally feel the same way. However, most girls that I talk to are like, it really doesn't matter to me. I don't understand.
So,
it.
this is,
Conditioning.
I don't believe them, but I'm sorry. Y'all
no,
can,
I'm one of
I'll
those.
relax.
So, no, I am
don't
one of
do
those
that.
women. This is what I was
I
trying to
think
explain.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, Sierra.
So I'm not saying like he can be super ugly, like eye falling out of the socket and face all jacked up, and I'm gonna find him attractive and I'll get past that. No.
That doesn't
Well,
qualify as ugly. That's just disfigured.
Okay, well, I'm saying like, who's this? So like 50 Cent. A lot of people are like, okay, he's kind of ugly looking in the face, right? We all agree not attractive, right?
You want us to agree with you?
I'm not gonna say
Okay,
anything.
you a guy to do that another dude's ugly?
Well, Ebony, you would
Let's
say
Ebony,
that
yeah.
he's not attractive, right?
I don't know, because like for instance, back in the day when he first came out, my sister thought he was like the finest
Super
thing and
fine.
had his poster. So I think it's relative, and he had a body. So
The body helps. But what I was trying to say is that I may meet somebody or I may know somebody and I'm talking to him and he might not be the most attractive man. Like on average, most women probably would just think he's okay. But as I get to know him and I start to like talk to him, his physical will start to be more attractive to me. You don't have to start at a
I don't know
10 for me.
how
can
you
start-
get there though. How do you
Because-
get there?
It's
I
so,
don't-
Okay, but
I've heard that before though.
it's social.
Yes.
yeah, I definitely heard that before. Yeah, I definitely heard that before.
That's true.
Like you can start
I
at a
just know-
5 and become an
Nah.
8 to me.
I don't really believe it because I'm gonna say like
I
you
don't.
still gotta have some type of attraction. Like you're not gonna talk to him at all if you're not attracted to him in some kind of way.
It depends.
Like you're not
on-
giving him a time of day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying he's not ugly. He's like a 5. I can work with a
Well,
5.
Five.
A 5's
You're
not
five.
ugly.
You were- oh, this spot looks like on
Are
scale
we
of
doing
10.
scales?
No, we're not doing scales, but okay, so he's just okay.
Or-
He's
Okay, so what's the
okay.
5 out of?
He's
Huh?
okay enough for you to talk to. So
Yeah.
he's not. Has some attractive qualities to him. Not
Which could
all
just
of
be
the
as
ones
small
you
as
want.
it could just be just his smile or just his eyes. It could be something simple like that.
Something. It's something.
But I can work
Yeah.
to finding him overly attractive based off of how we interact with each other.
So
Also-
you're just working on becoming overly attracted to him, but in order to talk to him, in my opinion, it sounds like you still have some type of standard,
Some
type of bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's attraction to me. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, that's
That's all.
still part of attraction. Yeah.
You
I
were
agree.
saying I don't have to be attracted to him. I'm saying you do have to be attracted to him. That's
Oh
all
no,
I'm
I
saying.
didn't mean I didn't have to be attracted. I meant to say he doesn't have to be the finest man on the planet Earth for me to talk to him, for me to try to see where it could go.
All right. Fair.
To me, she just has to be aesthetically pleasing. Like
That's-
if I look
that's
at her,
it.
I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not cringing like, oh damn, that's a person right there. Like, no.
I'm not cringing.
If I'm not saying that,
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you for putting those words out there for me.
So is there, and I asked this before, but do you guys think there is a such thing as too many deal breakers?
Yeah.
Yes.
You got someone that's living with somebody that's perfect, and that's not gonna happen.
How many is too many?
exactly.
It depends on what they are, really.
Yeah, it depends.
I'm not saying it depends on it depends on what they are.
Yeah.
Two is like how realistic are these deal breakers, especially like the deal breakers you had at 25, and you still had the same deal breakers at 35, 36, 37, 40. It's like, yo, some of those deal breakers gotta fall off like it's like a credit report, yo.
Yeah.
You did 7 years ago, can't count right now, yo.
True. True shit.
Something
a great
gotta
analogy.
give.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, something gotta give.
Also,
Okay.
deal breakers are also contingent on how other people view them most of the time. It's not necessarily what really some people's deal breakers are. Certain deal breakers are deal breakers because they don't want other people to look at them a certain way.
Yeah.
So some people, they might not really care, or they work through, or they figured out how to work through something. But if everybody else is going to perceive it as one way, they won't consider it a deal breaker.
I can see that.
And then when it comes to deal breakers, you gotta put in like experiences with these deal breakers. What did they accept, or what did they allow before in their past
Right.
that came back and did them dirty, did them wrong? So we're like, okay, now this deal breaker is now non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
So like certain things, like you really gotta evaluate that.
Yeah, that might have been a first offense. You never know.
Yeah.
It might have been like, all right, you never know.
And I feel like also
Okay.
you have to make sure that the deal breaker is fair to the individual that you may be dating. Like, for example, you may be dating somebody who's naturally introverted, somebody who's naturally comfortable with like being by himself or in small spaces, but then you find it agitating if he doesn't like being in public gatherings, if he doesn't like going out with like a lot of friends. Like, you can't get on somebody because of the way that he's wired. So you also have to make sure that the deal breaker that you have isn't unfair to the person that you may be dating, because it just may be that person isn't compatible for you.
That's true. So I want to take this in a different direction real quick, because I want to talk about dating apps. And the reason why I want to talk about them is because, one, everybody's swiping right now because you can't do anything else. If you're single, you on the app swiping. Actually, Ebony, we cool? I'm gonna say, so we one of our guests, they actually know each other because
From
of
a dating
app.
Mm-hmm.
So they have not met in person. This is the first time.
It was me. I spilled the beans.
I spilled the beans. So Gordon and Ebony actually met on one of the dating apps, and I recently just got on dating apps because everyone's like, you need to try them out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try them out. But what I have noticed, and Ebony and Gordon, you can say if you guys have had the same experience. I don't know who else have really used them, but somebody will send you one message, you'll respond, and then after that, it's kind of like crickets.
It depends on who you're talking to.
I haven't experienced that, but
It depends on who you're talking to.
I have experienced that they ask for your phone number too quickly. So like, maybe like, so for instance, we might like write each other, and then it's just like, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, can I have your number? And it's like, I don't even know, can I know more information about you before you ask for my number? So yeah. So I found that. Was that? Yeah.
Oh, so so I must be the only one who has it where it's like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. What are you doing today? Nothing much. What are you doing? And then after that, it's just like boring.
Sometimes that like too many people be like texting me and calling me at the same time, so I might not answer right away. Yeah. And so I've had guys like, hey, don't ghost me. Like, hey, are you still there? And I'm like, give me 1 second.
Oh, Billy's booming over there, huh?
No, I was about to say, hold up. Let's not speed past it, because she was the same one. And she was the same one in the beginning to said, don't nobody hit her up.
Nobody
Yeah,
does,
you
Exactly.
did
though.
say that.
But then she's saying so many people be calling me and stuff. So
She
that's
said
what
she
I'm
need a
saying.
secretary.
You block your own blessing.
Friends, though.
You block your own
Do you, like,
blessing.
do you like it? Do you need a secretary?
You need a secretary.
Friends. I'm on the phone with friends.
Everybody's a friend for now.
No,
Okay,
like
everybody's a friend.
my actual friends.
Okay.
Oh, friends.
No, I'm actually on the phone with my friends. Sierra, how often do we talk a day? A lot,
Every day, yeah.
Huh?
You're good. Y'all good. Y'all do this before.
So, what would you guys say are the pros and the cons of actually using dating apps?
I would say
I think
if you don't go out as much, it's a little easier to meet somebody quickly. You don't really have to do the weird, like how Ebony had to do, just walking up to her. You don't really have to approach anyone while you're out. Talk to them on the app. It's just a lot of options. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, I think exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what exactly you're looking for in the dating field right now using dating apps. Like, if you're just looking out there to see like what's out there, there's a lot of pros. There's gonna be a lot of cons because what you're gonna see may like frighten you away from the dating scene. Whereas like Ebony said, the exposure, you get out, you get to meet get to meet new people. I mean, like virtually meet new people. But then you don't want to go. My thing is, when it comes to dating apps, you don't want to get on there with expectations, because when you have an expectation, those expectations aren't met, now you're disappointed. So now there's really no pros, all cons. And I think if you get on a dating app, the standard should be no expectations. But yeah, yes, have your certain like settings of what you're looking for, but don't set people to a certain expectation, because one, they don't know you from a can of paint. You don't know them from a can of paint either. Like, y'all literally have to learn one another and let it be known what it actually is, what it is you're looking for.
Okay, is there something, for the ones who are still using them, is there something that you are looking for in a profile before you send a message?
I mean, usually, hopefully, if they fill out their bio. So I will just go into detail. So me and Ebony met on Hinge, is what you call Hinge, right? Hinge, if they fill out their profile, first you'll see their background, age, height, where they live, if they have kids or not. That's if they list it. And then you can kind of see, what kind of things they're into. And then, ask little questions and just try to gauge. You get a small bio before you even talk to them. So once you kind of see something that you might like or attracted to, then pow, you go like that. So for me, if you don't take the time to fill out your bio, I'm not going to sit there and talk to you, because you probably not on here seriously. But like my man said, you got to go in there not with expectations, but you got to know what you're looking for if you're going to get on. Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say about that?
No, I think the same thing. For me, listen, I can write a book on how guys do not know how to be on dating apps with their profile. So their pictures are just horrible. So I can't get a clear, judge of who you are, what you really look like, if you have hair, if you don't have hair. Like they're just like females. They try to conceal stuff they don't like. So I often can tell, like, oh,
that's true.
They're
very true.
They're short. Like, I can often tell. Let me think of something else. Their bio is really short. I'm like, who wrote this? Like, grammar errors. Like, it's a
Damn, she going for everything, yo.
It's like, what's the problem? Like, talk to us, really. Like,
yo, she got a long list of shit. Yo,
I'm not saying.
We got time. We don't got nowhere to go.
There was this one guy.
My man Gordon got through all of this.
There was this one guy.
I'm say, yo.
This one guy.
Gordon, I'm virtually shaking your hand.
There was this one guy that asked me a question, and he asked me something, and I was like, guys can really update their profile. And he was like, what do you mean? can you give me some feedback on my profile? So I was like, sure. And I gave him a whole list of stuff that I felt like he could change.
Shit.
He asked.
She did a performance review on the profile.
But it's helpful. Like we're at this point, like I don't know you. We're really not really dating. So why can't I give you feedback to perhaps meet someone else?
Sure.
I think it was helpful.
Yeah.
You guys still talk after that?
Yeah, he was nice.
That sounds like a no.
That sounds like a no.
No,
That
he's
sounds like a
nice.
no. Y'all friends? Okay.
So what are y'all qualifications of like, a spouse? Because that's what y'all trying to get to eventually, right? With dating.
Yeah.
So what are those? Not the deal breakers. Like, what are the qualifications? Because the deal breakers are kind of a cop out at times. Because that's the worst case scenario. But there's some other things, like what are you looking for?
How much
So
time
for-
we got? All right, my bad.
That
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. I'm
No,
done. I'm done. Go ahead.
That's fine. I'll give you maybe 2.
Y'all too
So-
positive. You gotta really just give us the real answer.
Yeah, don't try to apologize.
I know what that means.
So, no, like superficial things that I look for is how's a guy with his family. So I want to know like how you treat your mom, how you treat your dad. So at our church that we go to, they like want you to have a relationship with your family, and I understand like families are different, and you might not have a relationship with everyone in your family. Something may have happened. You might not have a relationship with your dad, but I want to know like, have you tried to have a relationship with your parent if you don't have one? So to me, like your character, what you believe in, do you believe in God? Like, are you nice to people? Those are the things that I really care about. How you're going to treat me. Like, when you get angry, how do you react to certain situations? Can you really lead me? Can you, do I have to do all of the work? Like, those are things that I really care about.
Yes, I echo a lot of that. The leading.
At least she's gonna echo.
Wait, what? No, seriously. So, especially the
Sound like
leading
feedback.
thing. I need somebody that's going to lead. I
What
need
does that
somebody
mean? Break that down. That's very
break it down to lead me.
to the bathroom. I mean,
Huh?
I can lead you anyway. Like, what is leading?
Oh. So I believe that the male will be the head of the household. So I want someone that's going to lead me spiritually. I want somebody that's going to lead me on a daily basis. Just the household. If he says something, I want to feel like I have enough trust in you. Like you've proven yourself where if you say something, I'm going to follow it.
Right.
And that comes with how we dated throughout the courtship or whatever. Like I need to know like you making decisions that aren't just superficial for in the moment decisions, stuff that you're really thinking about our lives moving forward. So that's what I want. I want someone that's that. I do feel like it's hard being my age and being in the career that I am in and making the amount of money that I am making right now. It can be extremely intimidating. I'm educated. I have a master's. Some guys might see all of that as, oh, wait, I don't think I can be on her level. They don't try, but you never know. You never know if you can shoot that shot, which no one's shooting shots. But if you shoot that shot.
I don't believe that. Yeah, go ahead.
Mel.
All right.
I'm
all
not
right.
just saying
Go
this to
ahead. I
say
didn't
it.
cut you off. All right.
So I think that I do end up intimidating a lot of men, but I have high standards. And I think a lot of our listeners are probably the same way, where even if they're a little bit younger, they may, they don't just want the guy that's sitting at home all day. They want someone who's making some money. He doesn't necessarily have to make the same amount or more than her, but he has to be trying to get to that point. And education
So
wise.
I just got a question. So y'all said lead, right? At what point is leading turning into controlling? Like, do you, because I asked that because especially now with you guys as you women as like successful Black women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want y'all, like y'all said lead, but I'm guessing y'all mean lead up to a point. Like you don't want him telling you everything to do. So like, it's a fine line between that, and I just wanted to hear y'all thoughts on like when a guy should lead, when a guy shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because y'all sounding like y'all just want the dude to be the breadwinner, to be lead the household and make sure he's doing all the outside stuff, make sure he's doing all that. is that what y'all mean? Or you just saying like, I just want him to be leading when I want him to lead? Does that make sense?
So
That's,
I do want him to lead at all times, but
see,
how do I?
No, it's not.
if it's all times, there's no but.
No.
There should be a but. And then
It's not that type of but.
Like,
okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
My question when it comes to leading, like how many guys? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So when it comes to leading, like I want somebody that I could truly trust with my life. Like if he says we're gonna do something, I trust that it's a good decision for us as in leading. I don't want someone that's gonna control me. No, like I'm a strong Black woman. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you tell me to do this, I'm gonna go just do it. I don't know. It's just a feeling like.
And I wrote down trust because trust is very important. One, you have to be able to trust the person. I feel like for me, leading would look like, do I have to make all the decisions? I would like to give my input, but I wouldn't want to make every single decision. Like I want a partner and not like a puppet.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just want to make sure y'all not like, because that's what a lot of women, it's so ambiguous with a lot of things, right? You said you want this, and that, but then what y'all really saying sometimes is I want this, and that when I want this, and that.
When it's
not necessarily. Yeah, when it's convenient, and then so it gets confusing to us as men. Us as men, we like, okay, so we overstep that too much. She not gonna like that, but we don't know where that balance is sometimes.
The goalpost be like this.
Yeah.
It's moving.
And I just want y'all to think about that when y'all saying this kind of stuff and y'all having these conversations with other young men out here. Like, understand where we're coming from. We're coming from, like, sometimes we literally just don't know.
Half the time. 75.
And that comes down to having that conversation in the beginning. Once you decide, like, we're really going to try to make this happen. Like, these are my expectations of what I foresee us doing in the future. This is what I expect for you to do. Mm-hmm. Can you do it or can you can't? Or can you do it or can you can't? Can you do it or can you not?
But to Melvin's point, I think it's a list of assumptions that sometimes women go into relationships with. And those assumptions are not communicated.
And that's one thing.
And sometimes in microaggressions, in moods, and all that other stuff. Whereas though, what do you want?
So this is actually one question that we were asking, basically like, what is effective communication to you?
And so with that, if those things are not communicated in the beginning, yes, it's gonna cause an issue. And a lot of times you don't really know. I'm older now, so the stuff that I am seeing and what I'm saying I want now, I was engaged a couple years ago, and I wasn't thinking the same as I am now. I'm a lot clearer. I've done some more soul searching. So if you're dating at a younger age, you really may not know. Like, I want someone to lead, but you don't even know what that means. Right. I know what it looks like for me, but it may not look the same for Ebony or for the next girl or for the next relationship. So it takes you to really kind of understand what you want. And then you have to sit down in the beginning, which we learned recently in a class. You got to sit down in the beginning and say, these are my expectations. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. Are we on the same page? Because if not, later down the road, it can crash real hard, real fast.
So I'll ask you guys, are you good at communicating? And then what is effective communication to you?
Okay, I'll let y'all go.
Who wants to go? I mean, effective communication, I would say, if there's an issue, definitely speak up. Don't let it kind of slide under the rug. If you know you're not in a happy spot, you got to communicate effectively. And just be open and learning to be vulnerable. You got to be vulnerable to communicate also. Like I said, I've never had a relationship, but I'm pretty close to a lot of folks, like pretty much like this. My circle's kind of small. I'm Greek, by the way. I'm in a fraternity. So my closest homies is 2 of my LBs and 1 of my pro fights. So 1 of my pro fights is married. Out of the group, 2 are married, 1 is about to be engaged. So I'm the only single one. So from being around them, I've learned a lot of different things on how to be in a relationship. And that's why I'm an ask a few questions to the guys. Is the one that's married and that's engaged. But the main thing is they said to keep this working, bro, you just got to communicate. And that's on all standpoints, whether you're happy, mad, sad, glad, excited, you got to communicate. So,
yeah, I can echo that. Basically, like it's hard. I'm still working on that myself, and understanding that it doesn't come immediately. That's number one. Like you learn more, you learn better communication as you matriculate through your relationship. But you gotta understand that it's not gonna be easy, and you gotta be, like you said, a good word with vulnerable. Like even when you know that what you're gonna say is gonna not ring well with your partner, you still gotta say it, and it's something that I'm still working with, and I'm sure a lot of other people can.
It's
But
how you say it too. You may have to say it, but you can't just.
That's part of it on both ends.
It's not. Yeah, so it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
But I mean, it's definitely part of it.
But to Melvin's point, I think it's levels to communication, depending on the relationship. Because the one thing nobody really wants to tell you before you get married, and the truth is, it goes all the way left. Like,
absolutely, bro.
It's
not bad.
Like what you see on TV is like a hoax. Like you should stop watching TV and stop if you're dating. Like it's not. It goes. Your growth and maturation is at different paces. The worst thing you can do is always compare your relationship. That's like a recipe for disaster. And communication to you, like for example, to me, I know I wasn't the best communicator. I'm still not the best communicator. Because to me, my whole theory is when something gets tight, all right, let me just try to figure it out on my own. But being in a partnership, you can't. You got to reach out and say, I need help figuring it out. And that's a very hard thing to do. So it just takes a certain type of woman to be able to say, all right, I see your vulnerability. I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to help you through it. And sometimes you got to help yourself through it, but.
I'm about to say, and vice versa. I don't want him to think that the woman is just going to help the man. And sometimes it's the man helping the woman get her communication through.
Because you can over-communicate to the point where you're just dumping. And then when you're dumping, it comes a point where you need to go to your corner and figure out what you want to do for yourself. Because it's not always her or us figuring it out. Sometimes it's like, no, you need to go over there and figure it out. And then we'll come back to the table and then maybe we can divvy it up. But it's not always sweet. I always want to tell people that's about to get married and that's in a relationship. It's not always sweet. It can be, but I think you got to work to that. Like it's not going to be that right away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to start from the top of the list with the other questions that were asked. And this is probably not a good segue, but the next question is, where are all the good guys and where do you go to find them?
That was going to be one of my questions. It's literally right here. Where are the good guys?
In your DMs?
I'm about to say, hold on.
First, no.
They are not.
Before we climb this mountain, before we climb this invisible mountain, right? What is your definition of a good guy?
What?
What's your definition of a good guy?
I didn't ask this question.
So my definition of a good guy is a guy that's not
as a woman, yeah.
Is a guy that's got his stuff together financially. Mm-hmm. He's got a job. He's got ambition. He's ready to start a relationship. He's just not out here, let me just date around and, have fun. Like he's got his stuff together. He's ready.
Okay, so somebody that wasn't willing to date with intention, like intentionally dating.
Yes.
Okay, is that the only definition of a good guy? Like the deciding factor? Because there's a lot of people that have their stuff together. A lot of guys that have their stuff together, but they aren't intentionally dating.
Yeah.
So
they have to be a good person too.
Yeah, they have to be a good person. But I think for the purpose of this question, it's probably somebody who's looking to go to the next level. So I'm gonna say they have their stuff together and they're ready to move to the next level.
So you said something about dating multiple people. Like, how do you expect them not to be dating multiple people when you meet them? If they're looking for something, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like you don't know which, like you go to the shoe store wearing shoes to buy more shoes. Do you not?
Okay.
Let's make our analogy.
All right.
I've never heard that.
You should definitely write a book.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like, analogy, bro. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I understand. That's true. But I personally don't want somebody who, if I'm having a conversation with him, he says something, I'm like, oh, you already told me this yesterday, and he can't remember because he's talking to 5 other girls at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. And if I can address that.
I'm saying, yeah.
Wesley, what you gonna say?
There's nothing wrong with a guy, having like multiple options on the table dating women, but that needs to be expressed to the lady up front, like openly and honestly. Like, it's one thing if he's like dating multiple people to figure out which one he's compatible with to become exclusively intertwined into a relationship, but it's something totally different if he's just lying and just like stringing everybody along. So I think honesty and communication comes into play as well. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with somebody dating multiple people up front.
Hey, but would you, and this could be for anybody, would you openly give that information as soon as you meet someone, or would you kind of keep that to yourself until it's asked? Meaning,
it depends on like what I see in that individual. Like, I'm talking to you and I feel like, okay, like there may be a connection, maybe I'm interested in learning more about you, then I'll let you know to like protect you. I'll let you know like, hey, look, like in the season of my life, I'm simply dating around. Like I may be talking to like 2 other people.
Yeah.
I just want to like make sure that, so you don't have like any false expectations. See if she's okay with that. If she's not okay with that, then that's her choice to like walk out. But at least you let her know up front.
Yeah. No, that's true.
My assumption when it comes to dating, unless we actually define like, hey, we're exclusively dating, my assumption is that I'm not the only one trying to be the only one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And that's across the board. Like, unless that's defined, then you don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything. Like, we can communicate through it all.
Right.
And like, hey, like this is what I'm doing. I'm talking to other people. Okay, cool. But like I said, until like that title or that boundary to exclusively date is set, it's free game.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear what y'all saying. So I guess I'm gonna go back to Sierra's point, right? But even if we're out here dating, say we as men, if we're out here dating multiple women, I think if you are serious about 1 or 2 of them, you shouldn't be fumbling around when you know what I'm saying, when she asks you a question about her.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be giving I think it just comes to, I guess I'm trying to be on Sierra's side. I don't know if I'm speaking right. Am I saying what you're saying? I just think you need to show the people that I think you
trying to be an ally.
Yeah, I think you need to show the women that you're interested enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Even if you are out here dating.
Yeah.
And honestly,
go ahead, bro.
That shouldn't be a hard thing. I must say that like if to show them that you're interested in them, that shouldn't be a hard thing if you're genuinely interested in them.
Yeah.
That should actually just come naturally.
So for the
fumbling between women, that shouldn't even be an issue if you're like solely interested in her and like her or one other person. Like that should never be an issue because you should know. Like when you like just like code switching at work, you know when you're at work, you know when you're on the phone with your homeboys or your homegirl, and you speak accordingly. I think the same type of rules apply in dating.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask for Mel and John, before you decided to even be in a relationship with the women that you were with. I don't know if you were dating multiple women at the time, but how did you even decide to choose? Like, all right, yeah, this is who I want to be with.
Hey guys, I know. We ended the episode right in the middle of a question, and we had so much fun recording. We just could not record for 1 hour, so we would love for you to come on back. Stay tuned for part 2.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all social media platforms at The Real Play Podcast. We would love to hear from you, so leave us a comment, DM, or voice note. And don't forget to come hang out with us on our next episode.